Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. I have another Monday quarterback video for you. This time it comes from Arizona. This video itself comes from the Police Overwatch page on YouTube. If you have not already, head on over to the Police Overwatch YouTube page and subscribe to them. They have quite a few good videos on their page, videos with lots of good educational type of content. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play this video in its entirety, and then I will rewind and talk about things that are going on in the video to kind of explain what's going on, and I'll talk about things that I think were done right and things that I think were done wrong. Without further ado, here we go.
Don't move! Don't move! Don't go back! Move vehicles! We can move! Stop! Watch the cross! Right! Crossfire, watch crossfire! Stay in line! Right here on Wilcox! Don't move! Don't move! Right here on Wilcox! Don't move! I can see left hand only. Left hand! Don't move! Clear the trucks, it'll be clear. Clear. Crossfire, moving up. Don't move! Hold it.
All right, so that's it on that. Let me go ahead and hit that pause button so we can see that end screen, because the little pop-ups got in there a little too soon. Take this volume down. All right. So this is a very, very short video. Um, if you remember reading the slides at the beginning, he shot at the police. He shot a police officer during a pursuit, and then they caused him um, to leave the roadway from a pit maneuver. And I'm guessing right after he lost control of his vehicle and came to a stop, that he must have immediately exited it and got on foot and left the scene, because it seemed like the officers from that one slide were just standing by waiting to approach the vehicle. Um, and then he makes it to these people's house. So when we talk about security of the home, um, if you don't know a person knocking at your door, there's no reason why you should ever let them in your house, let alone even open the door for them. So it's good that this bad guy decided not to try and rob these people right off the bat or even shoot them after he just shot a cop. So those people are very lucky that this guy didn't do anything to them. Um, in the first instance here, now the second time he goes into the or tries to go into the house, I think he was probably going to. I personally think that he was probably going to try and take one of them hostage or something like that. But this first interaction, I don't know. Maybe these are just some really, really nice people, and they decided to help a person out. I don't ever recommend doing that. If you have any unscheduled knocks at your door, people coming to your door knocking on it, and there's not a that's unscheduled, there should be no one coming to your house, then you should be suspect at that point. You should be suspicious of who's at your door, why are they knocking on it. If you don't have, for example, a repairman coming to the house, and especially if they're not in some type of service uniform, if they're not in a police uniform, EMS, fire, rescue type of uniform, or if they're not in some type of other, work uniform like some um, Terminex or other pest control type of uniform, and you've got a scheduled event for that day for the pest control man to come, um, if they don't look like they belong there, then they probably do not belong there. And so you should always use caution with unknown contacts like that. And definitely never, ever let unknown people into your home. Um, as far as opening the door for unknown people, I would use caution on that. If you're a woman by yourself, I sure as hell would never recommend that you open the door for another man. Men are typically stronger than women. That's not being sexist, that's just being matter of fact. And a man can very easily overpower a woman all by herself. There's there's no law that is against you being construed as rude. So why not just keep the door closed and talk to someone through the door? It's a whole lot safer. And especially, now the year, 2021, a bunch of COVID, scary going on. Even more reason for some folks to just keep the door closed and talk to someone through the door. If that person who you're talking to through the door, if they think you're an asshole for not opening that door, then so be it. Let them think you're an asshole. Who cares? Your safety comes first, not other people's feelings or other people's thoughts. So don't ever open the door for strangers if you're a woman or you're a smaller guy or you're an older person. And certainly never, I don't care if you are the most buff dude who's got, multiple guns on him. Still, don't let people who are strangers into your home. As far as answering that door and being armed, of course, there are some tactics involved there. You can open the door and crack it and talk to someone and have your gun out and sort of behind your leg, and be able to talk to that person. And if they instantaneously become violent and try to force their way into that home, well, then you can react at that point versus, your gun being in the bedroom several steps away. So, kind of a good little rant, so to speak, on home security. Recap: don't let strangers into your home, and there's nothing wrong with talking to someone through a closed door. There's nothing that says you have to open doors for people. So they let him in, and I would suspect that this dude's probably acting a little fishy. But who knows? There's obviously no inside cameras for the house, and there's not a whole lot of other descriptions given. He went out to their vehicle, wanting to obviously leave and further escape. And there's multiple police out there. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 police cars within this camera view. No idea how many actual officers are there. I don't know if these are all one-man cars or some of them are two-man cars. I would suspect most likely they're probably one-man cars. But he's obviously not listening to a damn thing they got to say. And he's got his pistola out right now, and he's going back towards the house. And he has already shown acts of violence. He tried to kill another person. He tried to kill a police officer. Now, they have him, I wouldn't say surrounded, but they've got him, and he's armed, and he's refusing all of their commands, and he's walking back towards that house. These officers fired to protect those people in the house because it's anyone's guess on what this guy was going to do. Any reasonable, logical-minded person would believe that this guy had no good intent walking back towards that door with a gun in his hand. I think a lot of people of reasonable mindset would believe that this guy was intending to take hostages. That was my first thought. Obviously, we will never truly know what this guy's thoughts were because he's dead, but he just shot a cop. He's armed. He's not listening to the police. He's run from the police. Now he's going back towards the house with the gun in his hand. You just have to assume that he's going to try and take a hostage. And so these police, they react accordingly. They act in the protection of those people in that home. And they open fire on him, and he goes down pretty quick. Now, there's not much else to see from this. You don't see them making the full approach. You see him coming up, and you just see a lot of blinding white light. But we don't ever know if they use pistols or rifles or whatnot. But they've obviously put enough incapacitating rounds on this guy that he instantaneously just drops to the ground. This is, in my opinion, a pretty damn clear-cut, open book, closed case. Textbook. I mean, you can't, there's no arguing this kind of video and saying, well, this could have happened, but no, like, it's closed book. I mean, there's nothing else to say about this. Good shoot. I believe the officers acted correctly. I believe they followed the law. This guy did not have any of his constitutional rights violated or anything like that. And he brought it upon himself, just like every other video that I've shown on here. It is always the perpetrator who brings it upon himself to be shot by the police. They're doing something stupid, like, I don't know, walking around with a gun, trying to go into someone else's house that's not theirs, and having shot a cop. So this guy brought it upon himself. He got himself shot. End of story. If you like what you see in here, go ahead and give me a like and a share if you have not already. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for other Monday quarterback videos. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense, thank you for watching.